Let's look at the definition of a prepositional phrase. It basically is a phrase that consists of a preposition and a noun phrase. And the purpose of that prepositional phrase is to demonstrate or show direction, time, place, or location. So let's take each of those one at a time. So we might have a preposition that shows direction, in which case the prepositions we're going to choose are the words to, in, into, on, or onto. So let's take a look at a sentence like, drive onto the grass and park the car there. So in this particular case, we have a prepositional phrase that is telling us the direction to which we need to drive. And so it's basically right here is the whole prepositional phrase, onto the grass. And when we're doing that, we're using a preposition. In this case, it's onto. And the noun phrase that's part of that prepositional phrase is the grass. It's like onto where? Well, the grass. So when you're looking for a prepositional phrase, these are going to be the key words to look for if it's telling you to go towards something, like drive onto the grass. Here's another example. Let's take the sentence, she drove to the store. In this particular case, we have the subject of the sentence driving, and we're telling the direction she's going. She's going to the store, and the preposition that we're using is the word to. The place or the noun where we're going toward is the store. Direction is just one of the things that prepositional phrases can show. So now let's go to the next one. Let's look at time. We have lots of prepositions that can help us illustrate time. Sometimes we want to talk about a single point in time. Let's take the sentence, the weather is cold in December. In this sentence, we are talking about the weather being cold, right? We could have actually ended the sentence there, the weather is cold, but we want to talk about the time in which the weather is cold. So we use the phrase, the prepositional phrase, in December. One of those is a noun, the name of the month, but the other one is that preposition. The preposition in this case is the word in. Let's take a look at another example for one point in time. Let's use the sentence, I go to work at 8 o'clock. In this sentence, we are talking about the time that I go to work. And so it is a preposition that we're using to add on to the basic sentence, or the main clause there of I go to work. We're adding on the prepositional phrase to say when, that's at 8 o'clock. In this case, the preposition is the word at, and 8 o'clock is that noun or the actual time that we're talking about. Now, sometimes we are talking about time, but we're not necessarily talking about a single point in time that something happens. We actually are talking about an extended period of time. So we have a lot of different prepositions to choose from. Let's take one example. We could use the word since. Here's a sentence. I have lived in Oklahoma since 2020. In this particular case, we are talking about the fact that I have lived in Oklahoma. That by itself would be a fine sentence. It is an independent clause, but we have added on this detail about time since 2020, and to show that we've used the preposition since, and the noun part of that prepositional phrase is 2020. Let's take a look at one more example. We might use the preposition for, and we might have the sentence, I will be on vacation for 3 weeks. In this particular case, we are talking about being on vacation and talking about an extended amount of time that's going to happen. So the phrase we're using for 3 weeks is that prepositional phrase using the preposition for. Now let's take a look at prepositions that show place. So we can use prepositions like in, at, or on to show kind of a precise spot where we're referring to. We can also show this with words like inside, over, above, below, beneath, between, next to, and that sort of thing. So let's take a look at the sentence. The plates were on the shelf above the cups. Here we have a prepositional phrase that's describing like which shelf we're talking about. We could just say the plates were on the shelf, but we're going to add to that with a prepositional phrase that says location of where that shelf is, and it's above the cups. So at that point we have the phrase above. What is it above? It is above the cups. So we have the preposition above and the noun phrase the cups. Let's take a look at one more. The cat is hiding underneath the box. We want to know the place where the cat is hiding, and so we've added that place information using the phrase underneath the box. Underneath is the one word that is our preposition. And if we asked ourselves, well, underneath what? Underneath what noun? It is underneath the box. So the whole prepositional phrase underneath the box is made up of the preposition underneath and the noun phrase the box. Very similar to place, we also can talk about location. And location, we typically use either the prepositions in, at, or on. Let's take the sentence, she will find him at the library. So in this sentence, she will find him is the main clause of the sentence. So we've added a prepositional phrase to show where the location is that she will find him, and that is at the library. At is the word that is the preposition in that particular case. And the library is the noun phrase that helps complete that prepositional phrase. So she will find him at the library. Let's take a look at one more. Let's try this sentence. There is a lot of dirt on the window. In this sentence, I'm talking about there being a lot of dirt, and I'm adding the information of the location of the dirt and using a phrase on the window. You might ask, well, where is the dirt? It's on the window. There's a preposition that helps describe where that location is going to be. It's on something. And then what is that thing or that noun that the dirt is on? It's the window. So the prepositional phrase has the preposition on and the noun phrase the window. So to recap, a prepositional phrase always includes a preposition, and it includes a noun or noun phrase. To complete that, the purpose of those prepositional phrases is to show direction, time, place, or location. And there you go.